I literally get to sit in meetings all day.
I get to work with
This is a real nice brief for me.
Good? Yeah. Okay, team. Starting right on time. First and foremost, thank you all for going the least game to be here. Like that, you know, it takes true commitment. So obviously this challenge is off to a good start. We're really excited about this, guys, because every time we do a challenge, this is our third one now, we learn more and more and more. And so that allows us to be more successful. The goal for tonight is we're going to share a ton of information, a lot of the questions that we've already received from you guys. So usually I like to say in a presentation, let's make it as interactive as possible, but if we do that on the first slide, and the first point we make, we're going to stay there for the whole time. So think about your questions. I know you probably don't have pens, but if you have Evernote or like your little iPod, notepad, write them down, and then we'll take breaks near the end to do Q&A and kind of fire off anything that hasn't been addressed, okay? Cool? You guys excited for the challenge?
Yeah!
Yeah! Let's get excited. This is good stuff. All right. So here's what we're going to go through. We're going to unpack the 8-week challenge. We're going to talk about what it is, what it means to us at this studio personally, how to set expectations about the challenge. We're going to talk about tips for success. So there's a few challenge. Everyone who's done the challenge has been successful. We've got a few decorated winners in the room, so they'll share their best practices too. We'll probably call upon them, and they'll have some good tips for us. We're going to go over beliefs around some common myths that we're hearing, things about carbohydrates, things about not eating in the morning, all that stuff. We'll get into some of the spot training, yeah, one of Andy's favorites. And then we'll talk about next steps. How do you implement the challenge? Where do I get my meals from? Like, should I get Pura Vida? What are the differences? And some of our challenge winners can talk about what they did to be successful, which might be different from Pura Vida and stuff as well. And then we'll go over questions at the end. You guys okay temperature-wise? I'm really hot. No? You guys are cold? Well, I guess we're just keeping it as it is. All right, so what is the challenge? So, obviously the challenge is an event. It has a name. There's a lot of things around it. There's a lot of marketing. And certainly we do measure some certain things to lead to some sort of winner. And so in doing that, it is a bit of a competition. But in our heart of hearts, like what we really love about the challenge is an increased period of focus. And that's what we really want you guys to think about. Wherever you are in your journey, this is an increased period of focus and commitment for you. Whatever that is, right? If we're starting from just getting into training and just getting into meal prepping and that sort of thing, maybe it's a couple of habits you're going to commit to over this challenge, like getting into the gym 5 times a week and eating a high protein diet. Maybe those are your habits. Maybe if you're the type of person that can, what's that?
Yeah, did you put it on?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
You want to check in? Are you sure?
Yeah, if you really want to record.
It's true.
I got notifications.
It is recording, yeah.
Yeah.
And live.
All right. So if you're the type of person that, like Steve, who can kind of go cold turkey right into this thing, boom, and crush it, awesome, all the power to you, go and crush the challenge, right? But remember that these results that you get are very relative. 2 pounds for one person might be like a huge percentage compared to 20 pounds for another person might not be a huge percentage of their goal. So it's very personal. And that brings me to kind of that next point, personal. This is your goals, this is your challenge. Some people it might only be a strength goal, and that's totally cool, right? I already mentioned the piece about habits, so it's about healthy behaviors. This shouldn't be an unhealthy thing, right? If you find you're struggling mentally with it and you're starting to kind of feel like it's just stressing you out too much, like we're here to support you, your friends and members here to support you, this should be a healthy thing. We're adding healthy things to our lives, not restricting ourselves and adding a ton of stress to ourselves, okay? It's part of the journey. So we hope that it isn't this challenge and then it's over. We hope that this is just one notch on the belt of leading a healthier lifestyle. I think our challenge winners and participants would probably say that they've added something to the game every time. And that's really what we want you guys to have. Summer's coming, you're going to come off the challenge, you're going to have a few more beers, then you go back on the challenge and you tighten it up. And kind of over time, you start living this healthier lifestyle.
We've certainly learned a lot from each challenge so far. This only being our third one, but each time we learn something and we take that into the next one. And I want you to all focus on learning from each one, that it's not always, okay, 8 weeks and it's over. If it's viewed as that way, then it's likely you're going to do crash dieting, yo-yo dieting. You have to think of this as more small incremental lifestyle changes that amount to something bigger over time.
Yep, challenge is fun. It should be a lot of fun, right? We want to get our accountability partners going, we want to work together, we want to have a blast, we want to be high-fiving and supporting each other. It shouldn't be ultra competitive and mean or like I said, stressed out. It should be fun, because that's what this studio is all about. And transformational. Transformational can mean I added a new habit to my life. I eat a high protein diet now and I'm building muscle. Awesome. Transformational for another person could be I lost 30 pounds. I'm addicted to working out. It's amazing. My whole life has changed. Awesome. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So just to give you guys a glimpse of kind of what people have achieved on the challenge, these were the last overall worldwide challenge winners. Pretty crazy, right? This was in 8 weeks. So obviously, like the Aussies do, and like our weights on the floor, everything's in kilograms.
Yeah.
What I like about the challenge is that it's not just weight loss, it's not just body composition change, it's actually a hybrid of the two. So they take the relative, and we take the relative change in body composition or body fat loss and weight loss, and we measure those together. And I think that speaks volumes to what this program is all about. You can tell that by the fact that we do half our workouts are strength days, half our cardio days. So it's not all about losing weight, it's also about building a healthier body. And so we take both of those things into account for the challenge winners. Can we add to that? Cool. Here's the other awards that are up for grabs as well, which are the lean body composition change and the relative weight loss change. So this guy here, and this in our studio, this time we're going to do one winner for each, not a male and female for each. So there'll be a winner, overall male winner, and overall female winner in the studio, and then male or female in each of these categories based on like the top score. But basically what we're looking at here is what was the total relative weight loss, your starting weight. So you're basically going to take your new weight or your after challenge weight, subtract your starting weight from it, and divide by your starting weight, and you get a relative change. Same thing for body composition. You take your after body composition or body fat percentage, you subtract your starting body fat percentage, divide by your starting body fat percentage, and again you get a relative change. Okay?
Lucky one of us is good with math.
I don't know. On my Excel spreadsheet. All right, and there's some of our challenge for this year. That's only one of the 4 amazing pictures, but you guys have probably seen it on Steve's Instagram.
Our Instagram.
Steve, I mean, all of our challenge folks really crushed it, and there were some people that were like hair out of the top spot. We're going to get into a slide that talks about the things that challenge winners typically do in a minute, but it's a commitment, it's effort. It's effort on the diet side, and it's effort on getting into F45 and working hard side. And our overall female is Krista, and what's interesting about Krista's composition is, when you look at her, it's not like she was overweight or anything like that before she did the challenge, but she had such a lean body composition change that we wanted to reward her for that because that side of the equation was so different. She went from like 18 to 12% body fat. It was a material change, and that brought her overall score up, and we believe at this studio that it's about, not, again, like I said, not just weight loss, but also building the muscle. So we represent that in the challenge winners. Our challenge winners from C20, we got one in the back right there. And this is Taylor. So you may have met Taylor. She's usually here in the morning, right? So again, like radical changes for these folks.
This is all spray tan.
To that point, I want to make another point here. Going back to that journey piece we said, it's about the long game. We want a long relationship with you guys. We want you guys to build this as part of your lifestyle. If you look at these 2 people here, so Francois again, this is a 6-month transformation.
Yeah, this one didn't.
No spray tan.
And you can see it.
When we send that out by email, the PDF, you guys can see there's a lot of change compared with when he won the first challenge to where he is now, right? And so this is a commitment. This is building a lifestyle. He backs it off in between challenges, but he gets into a period of tightening it up, increased period of focus. This is Robin, this is Mom Bakes on the Lionheart. This is my mom. She, 57 years old, hadn't trained in years, so she's that example of that person who hadn't moved in a while, came in here and she's been committed 7 times a week, or 6 times a week to be fair. She takes her diet very seriously, she's thirsty for knowledge and coaching, and that's the result. She's lost almost 30 pounds, a ton of body fat.
Even if you look at the side profile, really shows like her posture change.
Yeah.
Great point.
Her posture is amazing.
Yeah.
Challenge is about more than just body fat and muscle, guys. It's about strength, it's about alignment, it's about living a happier, better life.
I noticed that so much with all the before and after photos. People just end up standing better. Whether it's confidence or just that your body is holding itself stronger and within gravity, it's pretty amazing in that way too.
Yeah. Cool. So what's up for grabs? This is a wordy slide. Lots of cool stuff. So our goal with the challenge prizes, guys, is we're all about community, we're all about Hamilton, right? So most of our challenge prizes, they come from local businesses. You know, Natalie Sexton's a regular contributor, Lululemon's a regular contributor, Lululemon Hamilton. Oftentimes we'll have a local barista. We had Emerald, thank you. Emerald Coffee, you know, contribute to the first one. We've got Unique Restaurant chipping in this time, the Healing Salt Caves, thanks to Spencer. So all these wicked Hamilton businesses are going to round out your prizes for winning the challenge here. Of course, we've got our loyalty points built in now, so 100 loyalty points for the 2 overall winners. You guys all got those texts today. And then for the body composition and the weight loss challenges, we have prizes as well. And those are there. Again, we're going to send this all out to you guys, okay? But really, I mean, prizes are cool and everything like that, but it's about your transformation. It's about you guys getting in here 5 times a week, right? That's what we're all doing this for, not the prizes. They're nice, but it's really about your transformation. So, with that said, before we move on, just open up to questions for a minute. Anything about what the challenge is that doesn't make sense right now? Cool, great. All right, so how's the challenge structured? Everyone's like afraid to ask. Like, go to ask questions. Because we got to watch the end of the Leafs game. All right. So the challenge has 3 phases, guys. In F45 speak, they're called spring training, regular season, and World Series. Okay? So there are a 2-week phase, a 4-week phase, and another 2-week phase. I like to call them reset, build, shred. Okay? So what's happening in each of these stages? So for the first 2 weeks, you're going to lower the acidity. Okay? That's the goal, is to get the gut in a reset, stable place. When the gut is inflamed, and it's not reset, and it's not at its best, there's no homeostasis there, it doesn't absorb nutrients well. So you've heard of leaky gut. There's these things that absorb nutrients called villi. I'm not going to get too deep here. Villi on your intestinal border, like this. They're like this, and they flatten out when our gut is heavily acidic and the pH is off and you're inflamed. Okay, so the goal here is to stand those things back up so they can absorb all the goodness, they can absorb all the nutrients. So what do? We take out high sugar, we take out added sugar, we take out dairy, right? Because that's a common inflammatory agent. We take out red meat. What happens, and the way you're going to feel in this phase is you're like, man, I'm a little low energy. I'm not used to this. This is weird. Am I breaking? That's normal, and you need to listen to your body. Maybe in the first couple weeks the challenge is 4 to 5 times. It's not 7 times. It's not doing doubles, okay? I'm going to tell you not to do doubles. You're probably still going to do it anyways. But just remember, it's an 8-week challenge, okay? So we got to last that whole 8 weeks.
Yeah.
So I had no doubles there, actually.
And another thing to point out is that for the most part, the meal plan doesn't have a lot of grains. There's some rice, maybe some quinoa here and there, but for the most part, no gluten, which is also something that causes a high inflammatory response in some people. So that could also be something that's completely different, that you may include that in your diet pretty often right now, and if you want to try it out, it could be something that you might feel a difference, you may not, but it's something worth a try, right?
Yep. All right, next stage, build. The goal of the build phase is to build all that muscle up, okay? So we're going to increase the protein, we're going to increase carbohydrate. Increase carbohydrate. Carbohydrate is a very important component of your diet to fuel your workouts. You may take carbohydrate out, so like, I heard carbs that lead to fat. And then you come in here and you think you have a great workout, but it's actually relatively flat and you're not achieving as much. So we're going to use carbohydrate, and we're going to try and time it around our workout as best we can. The challenge diet's going to have you spread it out through the day, but I'm going to encourage you to pack it before and after your workout. Don't come in here 30 minutes before with like, a ton of carbs in your gut because you're going to puke. But what I'm saying is, like, in your lunch, if you're working out in the evening, you're going to use carbohydrates. It's going to fuel hard work because our goal is build, build, build. Our weight loss is going to slow down during the build phase, right? But what we're doing in the build phase is we're increasing the size of our engine. We're going from that V4 to a V8 engine. That means that everything we do after the challenge, with that added muscle mass, we're going to burn more fat for every unit movement, everything we do. Our metabolism, our basal metabolic rate, which you're going to see when we do our measurements, it's going to go up when we increase muscle. That's the goal. Elevate the metabolism. So keys to success here, don't miss a strength day. Strength days are Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. Book those in your calendar now. Try and be here for strength days. That is the key to this part of the challenge. You can double up on 1 strength day per week if you feel like you got the time for that. I know, Francois, you did quite a bit of doubling on strength days when you weren't injured in your first challenge, I think.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
so
actually, the first challenge Sundays was all bricks.
That's right. In fact, it was hybrid days, so it was like a combination of different cardio type workouts. Yeah.
The second challenge was all they switched to strength.
Yeah, they listen to feedback. F45 is great. And when I say they, I don't mean to say they, I should say we. Obviously, most of you guys know we're a franchise. We get a lot of tools from our headquarters, like this challenge program, right? But we do put our own tweaks in and give them feedback. And part of the feedback was we need more strength days so that we can really support this, and they listen. So that was amazing. So, Bill.
It's low battery.
Did you say low battery or did it stop?
It's still good. It just
You might just have to stream up another live one on your phone with your last
we'll
few seconds of energy.
We're back, guys.
Cool.
Thanks, guys.
All right. So, why do I say you can double 1 strength day a week? Because building muscle requires volume, right? And so, like we did Red Diamond today, you know that was a high volume workout. That's a muscle building workout. If we add a little bit of strength training, we don't want to blow the whole I only work out for 45 minutes thing because that's really convenient for us all. But you can add a double strength day here and there. Last phase, shred, is the last 2 weeks of the challenge, so World Series. We're going to switch things on set. We're going to take the carbohydrate out. Why? Because carbohydrate stores water around it. Every molecule of carbohydrate has 3 molecules of water. So when we eat a ton of carbs, we start packing on water. Our goal here is really to lower our energy a little bit, like our intake, take the carbohydrates out, and we're going to shred down and get really lean near the end of that challenge, okay? So protein will stay up. That's one of the learnings that we had because we don't want to start depleting our muscle mass, right? We want to keep our protein up because our proteins are construction material.
On that note, because this is considered the higher fat phase, and that I know that keto is kind of a popular diet right now, I just want to touch on that just a little bit, how it may be a fad right now, and there's a lot of good science behind it being good for you, and fats are good for you. But if you're trying to make a transformation, you're trying to build muscle, and you're trying to provide yourself enough fuel to do the workouts here, I wouldn't suggest doing a ton of fasting or a ton of high-fat eating throughout the entire challenge. If you are not following the meal plan and it does work for you, I just want you to try and experiment a little bit with not always following kind of that keto lifestyle, just because I find that it doesn't really correlate as well with the type of workouts that we do here.
Yeah, I mean, what's your why? For wise mental performance, keto is a cool thing to experiment with, right? I need to be sharp for my meetings. I'll follow the sugar.
If you sit all day, it makes sense, right? You're not burning a lot, so you'd rather eat something higher fat and protein because that's going to make you feel fuller for longer, so you can sit and you can do a lot of work all day. But then you shouldn't be like munching on, carby snacks and stuff all day. But again, for your workouts, you want to around your workouts, like we said, making sure you have a balanced meal of carbs and protein before you work out.
Cool. You doing okay? You doing okay on the clock? Where I want to be. You guys doing okay? You awake? Yeah. What's up, Steve?
What about calories?
Yeah. We're gonna get to that, I guess.
We'll get that, yeah.
And then when we ask that again, make sure that we answered your question.
Yeah.
Okay? All right, I'm not gonna beat you to death with this one because I'm gonna send this to you guys after, and this kind of supports the slide that we were just on. But again, what I want you to realize is that there's different goals for different people. So what we did last time is we sent out a very prescriptive pre-challenge thing that you're in one of these three categories, and this week I want you to do this many strength days, blah, blah, blah. We're not going to do it quite as prescriptive this time. We're going to suggest that in week 4 you have 5 strength days, but I'm not going to tell you be here Tuesday, be here Sunday like we did last time, okay? But what I want you guys to realize is that there's different strokes for different folks and there's different goals. If your goal is this, you're going to follow the points on this side right here, okay? If your goal is here, fat loss, and don't worry, I'm going to send out information so you have it, you're going to follow these types of prescriptions. And everyone's awake now. And if you're building muscle, again, we're going to follow the guidelines here. This is really important to me. I used to have, when I was in sales, there was a formula for selling. It was willingness, opportunity, and talent. So I built one out for fitness. Okay, because I like formulas. Math guy. So, we all want this, right? This is the equals. Imagine there's a little equal sign there. Number 1 is that we have the right program. We gotta have the right program, and I have great news for you, and I think you guys will figure this out. F45 is the right program. The reason being, you're getting a great balance of high-intensity interval training, which is built to burn fat, it's built to build cardiorespiratory fitness, and it's built to preserve your muscle while doing cardio versus wasting you away. Okay, so that's awesome. On top of that, as a boot camp program, you have a ton of strength training here, a ton of volume that's going to help you build your muscles. Supportive nutrition, that's what the challenge app and the meal plan is all about, right? We're going to give you that nutrition program, we're going to give you some caloric increases to make sure you're supported based on where your BMR is. But you got to have supportive nutrition where you're going to come in here and think you're working hard, but you're only giving 50% and you're not really changing. So you need to focus on that. Adequate recovery, one of my favorites and most often overlooked. It's easy to think I need to do 8 workouts a week all the way through the challenge. By week 3, I'm injured. I've got an Achilles problem. I got a knee issue, I've got inflammation, now I'm getting hurt everywhere. We need to remember that we got to reserve those 7 workout weeks for the end of the challenge, okay? We don't need to be doing 7 workouts in the very beginning. Now, mentally, if you've been doing F45 for a while and that's your normal and you're healthy and you're good, okay, cool, stick to it. But if you're going to go from 3 to 7 in week 1, you're going to find that it's met with a bit of resistance by your body, okay? So adequate recovery, and that also means sleeping. That means getting your 7 hours of sleep. Everyone needs different amounts of sleep. I need about 7 hours. Figuring out when you need to get to bed so you get your deep sleep. That's a whole other topic. I need to be in bed by 9:30, which ain't happening tonight. Get my deep sleep. If I don't get to bed by 10:30, guess what? I don't get any deep sleep, and that's when your muscles build. So I don't expect you guys to be experts on all this stuff, but we're here to support you, and we're here on the Slack channel. I hope you guys are all part of that. If not, I'll send it. But we have a discussion. We talk about these things. Hey, man, I'm feeling under the weather. What's going on? We get a conversation about sleep and everything like that. Lastly, effort. We've got an Instagram post coming out in like 5 days called You Bring Your Best, We'll Bring Our Best. Our promise to you is we're going to coach the crap out of you. We're going to be there for you. We're going to support you. We're going to make sure you have the best programming. If you want to change, we can't come home with you. So you got to give the best effort that you can give at home. You got to give the best effort you can give on the floor. One way to do that, wear the line heart monitor for your cardio days. Another way to do that, just bust your butt when you're in here. Okay, lift as heavy as you can. Is everything okay? Yeah. Okay, cool. Andy, anything you want to add to that? Cool. Challenge is yours. Challenge is yours. You'll get out of it what you put in, and you're not good or bad people for how you do on the challenge, right? There's none of that, like I'm good, I'm bad, none of that stuff, right? We're going to give it our best effort. We're going to give it the effort we can, and we will get the results if we put the effort in. Okay, what do the winners do? And Francois, Steve, Gina, who also won Relative Weight Loss Challenge, so give her a hand for that last challenge. And the reason she looks so damn tan is because she went to celebrate in Hawaii, so it's really important. She had motivation. So you guys call bullshit on any of this that doesn't make sense, right? But I'm going to share a few points that I observed from the winners, and then you guys please add in anything that we're missing.
I think that's WhatsApp. Okay,
it's muted. They made their challenge a priority. So in life we have decisions to make, right? We've got work, we've got kids, we've got Leafs games, all that, and you guys all chose this start. And that's fine. Like sometimes like we have discussions with everyone. It's like if you're prioritizing this number 4, it's going to be number 4. You're going to do everything. You're going to party before it. You're going to eat cake before it. If you're prioritizing that, you're not good or bad. That's just your priority, right? So what the winners do is they made this like a top 3 priority. And this is a version of whatever challenge they're doing, right? Whether they're using pure eating meal plans, whether they're doing the meal prep. Their version of the challenge was the top 3 priority. 5 hard workouts a week. That one's easy. They gain a 5 workouts a week, at least, at minimum. 5.5, 5.6 with Steve's case, right? And that was consistent, which I love. They followed the meal plan. They either bought the meals through Pure Vita or Warner Meal Services, or they followed it. And there's tips and tricks on how to be successful with that too, that you don't need to follow it to a T. You can repeat things to make it more palatable, but they stuck to the meal plan. They had an accountability partner. Those 2 right there, and now Cassandra, you're part of that group too. Yeah. They were together in every workout. I'm sure when one fell down, you picked each other up. Joelle and you, Francois, were wicked accountability partners, right? You couldn't really escape each other. Joelle's been off for a couple weeks. If you haven't met her yet, she's amazing. She was the 3rd runner-up in her, or 2nd runner-up in her first challenge.
We also have the 7 a.m. cohort with that.
Yeah, that's right. Work out in the 7 a.m. class and might be successful.
Love it.
Never going away. Minimal cheats and treats. So we have a slide dedicated to this. Maybe we won't spend time on the slide because of time. We'll just address it right here. So there's this idea of cheat meal. Everyone sees The Rock and they're like, yeah, like The Rock has like 17 bagels.
Yeah.
And like sushi.
I like the sushi.
Right? So
I like The Rock.
we would encourage you guys to think more about treats than cheats, because cheats is a negative word, and think about meals versus days. We don't want to go off the rocker. You know why? Because not only are we adding extra calories, our body's inflamed for days after. We come in the gym, we get on that motion ball, try and do push-up on it, like it just, our body isn't set up for performance. So let's stick to treat meals. And it's okay. You don't have a treat meal in the challenge. It's not over. It's not over. Don't give up. Get back on the horse. Whatever. Plan it if you can. Plan it for like the Sunday. I'm having a treat. I'm going to Donut Monster.
Yeah, you can print out even like a little calendar and you can mark that day and you can choose what it is.